They counted him several times to make sure.
I know. Here's rolls to his left. I don't remember if that was the pass interference on Mikey or not. I don't think it was. Here he comes across the middle. Number 5. When him and Stevens have played together now for 3 years, they have great timing. And there's again, Spears has got that thing blocked. I don't know how the guy got it off anyway.
But hit the upright.
Hit the upright. Hit the right upright the first time, left upright the second time. Yeah. So it's 20-12, and those extra points, that puts you 8 points up. So, they're going to have to score and go for 2. But we need to go score. We need to quit, messing around. It's like trying to pet a snake. Sooner or later, if you keep trying to pet that snake's going to bite you. So, let's cut that snake's head off and let's get this thing over with. Johnson again on a good run. Come up a little bit short. Like I say, the turf, they installed new turf over there and had the new lighting. Nice run here by Clark. Good lead block up in there by Dorman. Decker and Ryan doing a good job. We got 4 seniors up in that offensive line. All of them very good people, good leaders. Here's a nice run. Now, they called a penalty right there.
And we didn't see it.
Well, I still don't see it. And they come over and told me that, I said, was it holding? No, it was tripping. Well, I certainly don't see that. So, like I told the guy on our sideline, I said, Coach Harriman is doing a much better job with that referee on his sideline than I'm doing with you.
Well, the one thing that we mentioned is that he had his hands out.
Well, he had his hands out, but the kid dives to make the play. And, it's just a poor call. It's an anticipated call, and that's the one thing you don't want to do as an official. You either saw it or you didn't see it, and don't anticipate making calls. And like I say, Coach Harriman, who played for me at Ramey in 1973 and a great competitor and a great football coach, he did a good job schooling the official on his sideline. And that's what you ought to be doing. That's a little that gamesmanship we talk about.
Well, I want to hats off to Coach Harriman. He met us out there from the TV, made sure we were all set. We talked to him. I talked to him earlier in the week, and he made sure we were okay and expected us to be there. And actually, the Huntsville folks really did a good job of accommodating hometown TV. Now, there's not a lot of room for your coaching staff. They're up there actually. If anybody had looked up there on top of the press box, it was us, your coaching staff, and your Goblin TV, your video people who are videotaping the game for you as well, all up there. But we had plenty of room.
Well, that's great. That was a nice play by Tate right there, keeping his eyes up, ability to scramble. He has that escape ability, and watch this. He'll cut it back and dive down inside the 5-yard line. They're class people. Charlie Berry, Kenny Harriman, Shelby Sizemore, the superintendent. We all worked together at one time. Mr. Sizemore was my assistant in football at one time. Coach Berry, of course, a long-time athletic director. Now he relinquished that, and there's a good run by Jackson up the middle for a touchdown. But I would be shocked if people didn't say nice things about the way they take care of people. They're a class act and everything that they do. Like I say, the facilities aren't the best, but they do the best they can with what they've got, and that's all that matters. We're fortunate to have what we have, and I really appreciated our team's attitude, toward the fact that Huntsville doesn't have what we have. That doesn't give us the right to boast. Doesn't give us the right to criticize anybody. We just feel fortunate to have what we have. And I want to tell you something. They played us a good ball game, tough ball game. They played some tough ball games all year long. They just hadn't been able to get over that hump.
And they've been in a lot of games. As you mentioned, the Alma game, and then here they were in it till the end.
No, this number 4. We hadn't seen him all year. Wilcutt was hurt, 86, and what a tough little old fella. He had a 80% torn medial collateral ligament, had a big old heavy brace on there, and tried to play. And made a play or two, one right on our sideline. And I told him I know him, and of course we know him from being in camp in the summer and things together. There's a right step right in front. Boy, I tell you what, that's what I was talking about. getting a feel on how to play defensive back, when to step in front of the receivers and things like that. And Jackson has, made almost a great play. But Wilcutt, very, very tough. I mean, I don't know how many people can play with that injury. Not many. But you have to be mentally and physically tough to be able to do that. And their kids are. That's what we're talking about, overthrow that deep one. And that's a pretty good job right there. Safety got over, got a hand on it, but couldn't intercept it. Sprint him out to the right. There he makes a cut back. He's got great vision. Watch this. He's just going to outrun them to the corner. And they got some pretty good speed, but they're not closing the gap on old number 8 right there. Nice job. And that's the thing we tell that offensive line. Just keep blocking because we don't know where he's going to end up.
Yeah, him or Jeremy Johnson when they were running. You never know where they're going.
No.
Stay on your butt.
Stay on your block. Keep blocking. Keep your feet moving with your head up to the whistle blows because he's got that ability, what we call escape ability. Another good extra point by John. And the final score for all practical purposes is going to be 34-12. I tell you what, it's tough to kick this thing in the end zone on a cold night, but John got a couple of them all the way in. Start them at the 20, what we like to do. Look at this. Nice pick. Now keep your eye on 5 right here. Look at here. Hello.
Boom.
That is a great lick. Clean lick. Face up lick.
But he gets up.
Oh, yeah.
He gets up.
They ain't no quit at him. Ain't no quitting 5, I'll tell you right now.
You know who the blocker was? Colton Spears.
Colton Spears. Know exactly who it was. You bet. Nice job. Great push up front. Picks up about 4. Clark Pryor on the carry. There's Jackson right here. I tell you, Jackson came back from that knee sprain. He showed a lot of toughness. Mm-hmm. His wasn't the degree of the Wilcutt boy, but it takes a lot of toughness to play with that. And they tell you, the thing about the medial collateral, if you're gonna tear it, you're gonna tear it. Mm. That's the thing. If you can handle the pain, and you can go ahead and look here. Now that's the play we were trying to establish right there. The handoff up inside, just inside the defensive end. We read that one correctly. We put the JV in right here, and we get 12 minutes. Well, I called for the sophomore offense. Well, the sophomore tailback went out and the junior tailback went out, so we had 12 on the field. We just trying to get our feet on the ground, snap the ball a couple of times, get them a chance to hit somebody. Those are players of the future right there. 62, Jonathan Taylor. 52, Tristan Heaton. Boy, we didn't block our inside gap. Our blocking back turned out, and they ran. The first time they did it the whole game, they ran 2 at him, and you've always got to block that inside gap first because that's the shortest way to the kicker. Mm-hmm. So I like to have had that field goal for John, but Huntsville going to take over the ball with about 1:48 left. Here's a nice run here, good tackle. That's probably Spears, if I was guessing. Yes, it is.
But you're also at this point getting some seniors in for their. This is the end of the game.
End of the ball game.
Getting some kids. Is it senior night? Their last senior night for Huntsville, but for us, it's the last game for these seniors who've been worked for you all this time, trying to get them in the ball game.
And people don't think about it, but those people are very, very important. They come to work every day. They're ready to go if their names and numbers called to play. And they're just as important as anybody that's out there starting. And that's one thing about, when you're building a team, and there's a nice play by Mikey, you've just got to, everybody has to feel like they are appreciated. That's man's greatest need, to feel appreciated at what he does. I don't care what your job is or where you're stationed in his life, you need to feel appreciated. Mikey picks it off. They're going to call a penalty right here on Mikey, but it's nice to see him pick up another interception. He had a good year for us. There's Taylor Wells in the ball game, Travis Saylor in the ball game. But we put Big Ryan in at nose guard for a little bit. And now they've got a penalty. There's Taylor Briley, good senior leader for us. All these kids played in our kicking game a lot, but weren't on. There's Shane Holder. Shane finally got back struggled with getting back from the knee operation he had last year. Last year we had 3 ACL operations, and knock on wood, this year we didn't have any. And we only had one person really. We lost Jasper Lavoie to mono, and didn't get him back. But the only other one we lost for any period of time was Nathan Easton with a broken arm. He came back and played the last 2 ball games. So we were fortunate injury-wise. And why is that? I don't know. I give all the credit to Leo. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. And good ball game to close out on. Good year. You think about the year we had. You look at the people we beat. We beat Sheridan, who knocked off Texarkana Friday night, who are in they're in the playoffs in the 6A. Knocked off Siloam Springs, who beat Greenwood and Greenbrier. I felt like that, really and truly, we won every ball game we should have won. We may have won a game or two that we shouldn't have won. But I was very disappointed in the losses that we had, because I didn't think that we played as well as we could play. In all those losses, we had way too many turnovers. And so I feel like we had a very successful year. I thought our kids played hard throughout. But I think in the losses that we had, self-inflicted wounds. We go down to Greenbrier, and we're inside their 40-yard line 6 times, but we turn the ball over 5 times.
Right.
So, but you don't rise, Lauren, you don't rise to low expectations. Our expectations aren't going to change. Yes, we're in a very tough league, and it is tough. And I would probably say right now, I feel real good about saying that Greenwood will probably win the state championship.
They look like the best football team we played all year.
And the others are going to do a good job. Valonia goes to Batesville. You got Greenbrier in it. You got Alma in it. The 5A West will give a great account of itself, but they got the best team in it. 5A West got Greenwood. They're the best team in it. You look at Camden Fairview, great football team. They're in it. Batesville, but Batesville still has struggled at times. Wynn had them beat.
Yeah, when Batesville struggled if you can put 8 guys in the box and force their quarterback to throw it, and we saw it out here, he couldn't throw it. I mean, he couldn't throw a wet noodle. He had a wet noodle arm the way he threw. He couldn't get it out there.
But he didn't have to throw it.
That's right. Not with those running backs.
If you can force him to throw,
right,
then certainly it's going to hurt him. And Valonia will. Valonia's going to Batesville, and I tell you that'll be a better game than most people think. But the problem, I didn't think Valonia's defense was as good as their offense, and so Batesville's going to move the football. But like I say, good conference. Boy, I appreciate so much the fans, appreciate the sponsors that put our TV shows on and things like that, our assistant coaches, and gosh, the sacrifices they make and their families make, so we can, do the best job that we can do for the kids. What we try to do is put our kids in a situation where they'll be able to be successful. And I thought our assistant coaches did a great job of that this year. Coach King and Coach Eddington, the 2 Crosses, Coach Crow, Coach Leo, they all did a great job. And then you go back to our senior leadership. Had excellent senior leadership. We're going to really miss people like John Colliver. We're going to miss, all those offensive linemen. We're going to miss Jeremy Johnson, Cody Hale. You're going to miss Brucia and Decker and Ryan and Kyle Stewart, who came out of nowhere, and the stories go on and on and on. We're just going to miss them. Our parents, boy, they fed us before ball games, home games, stuff like that. And it's just been a total great effort. Hate to see the season end. Look forward to it starting again.
Yeah. It'll be here. I assume you'll take a little short break, but then you'll start working already for what you got planned on for spring football. And then next year it'll be here before we know it.
Well, what we'll do, we'll test them, put them through some tests, see where they're at strength-wise, and then we'll give them off until after Christmas, and then we'll get started again.
That'll be great. Coach, we appreciate you coming there week after week.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break from Hometown TV Coaches Show, and when basketball season ramps up, we'll have Coach Young and Coach Stoller here week after week talking about the Goblins and Lady Goblins. Thanks for watching. This has been the Coaches Show with Coach Tommy Tice, and I'm your host, Lauren Tepper.